Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Cole.
Welcome to our home.
Today, we will be going green and talking about Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival.
So thank y'all for joining us. Today we want to make sure you guys understand all the different things concerning Flower and Garden. First of all, it's held at Epcot in Walt Disney World. Second thing you want to know is when, and that is starting March the 4th through June the 1st. That's the date range in which the festival goes on. And so that's the time framing when you'd want to go. And then the third thing I want to make sure you understand is it's not just a bunch of flowers and a bunch of topiaries. Although those things are all over the park and they're really amazing to look at, that is not all that Flower and Garden is all about. There is, first of all, different food items that you can eat. And so we want to talk about some of the menu that'll be available at Flower and Garden here in a moment. There's also different concerts that are going to go on that aren't normal during the rest of the year. And then there's also different merchandise that you can buy. And so we want to talk about some of that merchandise also in this video. And then lastly, we also want to talk about the different exhibits that'll be going on during the festival. And so to start us off, we're going to have Cole tell us all about the different menu items. So Cole, tell us about the food.
So for the sake of time, I think it would be best for me to just go over some of the highlighted foods and booths at the event. So the first booth I would like to talk about is the Honey Bistro, hosted by National Honey Board. The first food item I'd like to highlight is the Honey Tandoori Chicken Flatbread, which is served with white cheddar cheese, charred vegetables, clover honey sour cream, and micro citrus greens. I don't know about you guys, but that looks like a delicious meal to me. So the next food booth that I would like to go over is the Pineapple Promenade. And the food item I would like to talk about in this booth is the Mixed Berry Buttermilk Cake. There's also the Citrus Blossom. Now this booth has two food items that I would like to highlight. The first one being the lobster tail with Meyer lemon emulsion and grilled lemon. On a side note, this food item is gluten-free. The next food item I would like to highlight is the crispy citrus chicken with orange aioli and baby greens, which is also gluten-free. If you find yourself in the park craving something sweet, you can head over to the refreshment court and pick up a popsicle trio. Now when you order the popsicle trio, it comes in 3 different flavors. The first one being honeydew, the second raspberry mint, and the third coconut lime. And if you're not feeling like eating a popsicle, you can head over to Cool Wash, where they are selling assorted Coca-Cola slushies. The final booth I would like to talk about is the Northern Bloom. Well, at Northern Bloom, you can pick up beef tenderloin tips with mushroom bordelaise sauce with whipped potatoes and garden vegetables.
So those foods look amazing, Cole. I think that I would probably want to try the beef tenderloin tips first and then make my way around to some of the snackier items. That's just me. I like beef tenderloin tips though. So let's talk about concerts. There's going to be lots of concerts all throughout the time. Please go on the Disney website and you can figure out exactly what concerts are happening when. We just wanted to highlight 4 or 5 different artists here that we know of that are going to be playing at different times. So first of all, let's talk about the concerts. Mark Wills will be there March the 20th through the 23rd. Rick Springfield, April the 19th through the 20th. New this year is Casting Crowns, May the 3rd and the 4th. And then Marshall Tucker Band will be there again this year, May the 26th through the 28th. And then Crowder will be there. He's also new this year, May the 29th through the 30th. So one of the things we find to be important when we're at the festivals is to go around and see what all merchandise they have. Sometimes it's a shirt, such as Cole has on his flower and garden from last year.
Wore it just for this occasion.
And we bought some hats and different things like that. And so they're also going to have some merch this year that's special for this particular event. And so Cole's going to tell us about that merch.
A lot of this merchandise looks really cool. So one of the first ones I want to talk about is the Hello Sunshine Orange Bird Spirit jersey. Now, Disney's going to be doing a lot of Spirit jerseys, but this one in particular to me looks really cool. For all you backpack collectors, a good Loungefly backpack to pick up during this festival is the Orange Bird backpack. It says Flower and Garden Festival on the back. It's just a really cool backpack. If you're like my mom and you like Dooney and Bert, they are selling a wristlet, crossbody, and tote of Minnie Mouse at the Flower and Garden Festival. If you are collecting any Disney Parks wishables, they are releasing a new set themed around Flower and Garden. As a side note, you can also buy these on the Shop Disney store online. The next item I will be talking about is actually 4 items. It is a shirt, a mug, and 2 pins. It is a part of the Homegrown series featuring Mickey Mouse.
So Cole, I see that you also have a pass holder series. That's a pin and a shirt that are sold separately. Those are limited release. They're part of the Dream Green series featuring Figment.
Yeah.
I know your mom and I like coffee a lot. The Minnie and Mickey coffee mugs that look like watering cans, those are pretty slick also. I like those a lot.
I thought those were some of the cooler mugs as well. They also have a Orange Bird Mickey ears that say, Hello Sunshine.
Are you going to get a pair of those for yourself?
No.
Okay, just making sure. Back to the list. So going on along with one of the future exhibits we're going to talk about, Spike the Bee will also have a piece of merchandise, and it's a sipper for a little child.
Yeah. Speaking of Spike, the next series of merchandise that I would like to talk about is the Sweet as Can Be series. The Sweet as Can Be series has a mug, 2 shirts, and a garden spike. Another cool sipper you can get at Flower and Garden is the new Orange Bird sipper. Another cool mug that they're selling this year is the Orange Bird mug.
So that mug looks really cool. They're also going to have a Spirit jersey with Minnie Mouse that says World in Bloom. You know, Epcot Disney World in Bloom. I like that.
That's pretty cool. Along with the Minnie Mouse Spirit jersey, they're also selling a flower headband.
Yeah, that thing looks cool. Kind of like one of those old kind of bonnet looking tie-on items. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the end of our merch list, so we don't just take up too much time. But we also want to talk about 5 different exhibits that are going to be displayed at Flower and Garden Festival. These exhibits, some of them are older, some of them are kind of brand new. The first one I want to talk about is the Goodness Garden Butterfly House. This is sponsored by Go-Go Squeeze. We've been there before. It's great. They have all sorts of butterflies inside of a tent, and you can come in one side, walk through, and see all the exhibit and different butterflies at different stages of hatching, and then they come out on the other side, and at the end of it they release them all into the natural habitat because they're all native to Florida. So that's a really cool exhibit. So the second exhibit is for kids, and it's kind of new. They've had one similar to it in the past, but it's Bo Peep's Playtime Training Ground. And so that's a pretty cool little exhibit that's free, and so you might take your kiddos by there. They'll have a good time. So the next 3 exhibits I want to talk about all cost a little bit of money. The first one here, you'll have to buy a little map to go around the park to find everything, but it's called Spike's Pollination Nation Exploration. And so Spike is a bee that goes around throughout the park, and you get to go around and find out all about pollination. And so that's a pretty cool learning thing that you can do. The next one is also a paid event. It's called the Extravaganza Scavenger Hunt. Basically, it's a giant Easter egg hunt that's a scavenger hunt. And so you'll also have to buy a map for this one as well. And then you go around the park and you try and find hidden Easter eggs, is the way I understand it. Is that what you get out of it?
Yeah, and you have to bring your own basket if you do it.
There you go. Yeah, you got to bring your own basket. The final exhibit that we want to highlight is the Gardens of World Tour. Now this is a tour that goes all the way around the World Showcase, and you get to highlight different gardens within each different country. And so we would highly suggest doing that, especially if you're into gardening and find that to be something very interesting. So hopefully we've given you guys lots of information about flower and garden. Hopefully we're able to help you plan out your trip in order to have a better time.
Yeah.
And we hope that you will like, comment, and subscribe.
And share the video if you would.
Yeah,
please.
by all means, share the video and let other people know that, you know, we're here trying to help you guys figure out what to do on your next trip. And until next time, from our house to yours.